this again. Don't stop, don't stop. Hold it down till I get my ends. Run it back, let me get my friends. I'm crack, I'm in that den blazing. Fire me up, tell that bitch I'm way too much. Never mind that OD my cup. Got my niggas all in this. Hey, welcome to the Live Free Universe. I am YG Reno. Thank you very much for tuning in and checking me out. It's been a while. Been doing side projects on the side, and plus my professional career is starting to take off. So I've been sitting back on that, but I figured, hey, I want to make another video. I do want to continue being a content creator on YouTube, but to be honest, I don't stay home long enough in order to sit in front of a camera and make videos. So, I mean, here's another chance I get. So today I want to talk about why men lose their ability to lead. This comes from a personal place in me because there was a time in my life where I had no inner vision, I had no purpose. I was literally just doing whatever it is that felt right at the moment. And as I started to restructure myself, build my life up, actually work on my credit, actually work on my friends, actually work on my actual physical well-being, work on knowing how to do things, and also work on upstairs in my mentality, I just realized, there's so many different things that men lose out on because they're too afraid to learn how to lead. I think the very first thing that stops a man's ability to lead is a loss of inner vision. I don't think you can have a no vision, right? I think you always have, it's either vague or descriptive, your own or somebody else's, right? So let's put it like this. When you grow up, your mom tells you, your parents tell you that they want you to be this one specific thing and you want to be something else. So let's say your parents say they want you to grow up and be a politician for the city or whatever, and they groom you and they groom you and you groom you, but all you want to do is actually be a chef, right? And your vision is based off whose interest is more important to you, right? If your parents' interest is more of interest to you, then you're going to follow down their whole political strategy of becoming a politician and actually working your way into Congress and Senate and what have you, and actually making your way in that way. But if you are following your own vision, if you're following your own inner task, you would put yourself in a position where it's like, hey, look, I will do this for you, parents, but I need to learn how to be a chef. This is what I want to do. This is what my calling is. Yeah, I can do that. I can do that to satisfy you, but I really need to follow my calling. Or you can just say, fuck the politics altogether and just start cooking food, right? So I think a couple of things that men need is we need to release our need for attention and bonding, right? So in the animal kingdom, I personally consider myself to be a tiger, okay? I'm 6'8", I'm 340 pounds, I'm pretty fast, I'm pretty smart, I'm pretty quick, I'm ambitious, but the one thing I don't do is I don't confront you frontwards, I confront you from the side. So when I look at the animal kingdom and I look at animals, the males in all society are always put into a position where they have to fend for themselves, right? Only in the human circumstances is where parents can condition their kids, can condition their men to be too soft to face the world. Now, it doesn't matter about your sexual orientation or what your preferences are, because being weak is being weak, right? It doesn't matter nothing else. Being weak is being weak, right? So needing attention from other people, needing to bond with other people, needing to have that connection with somebody else versus being able to influence yourself and build within yourself and actually work past that is also another hindrance, because it doesn't allow you to actually form a proper inner vision, because you can't get outside of your surroundings and actually figure out who you are to the world based off how the world tests you, right? Because when you're kicked out into society, when you're kicked out into the jungle, into the wolves, away from society, away from your mama's titty, away from your daddy's strong muscles to keep you away from them predators, right? And you gotta find your own shelter, and you gotta find your own food, and you gotta clean yourself, you gotta bathe yourself, you gotta find a way to actually mingle with other people, find a way to make your own money. I mean, obviously it's not super treacherous for all, but for a lot of us it is, right? I mean, I stayed in a rooming house for two years. A rooming house is nasty as fuck. Have you ever been to a rooming house? It's It's one shared bathroom with like 6, 7 different rooms. You know what I'm saying? Like it's gross. You don't know nobody there. You can't. It doesn't matter. But developing an ability to work on your own without the need for attention and bonding is the first step I think you need to rebuilding your inner vision. A fear of loss emotionally. That's the biggest thing with men. When we're afraid to take losses, we can't really step into who we are. You can't. Because again, I don't really care about the whole this and that, whatever, right? But I feel like if you consider yourself to be a man and to be there, present, doing what you have to do, you have to crawl through 500 yards of shit. You gotta get beat up. You gotta get tested. Because if you don't, then you're weak, right? You're weak. It's just the truth. And the weaker you are, it doesn't matter how high you like attain different positions in life, that weakness will always destroy you because you'll always be you'll always have to rely on other people for attention, for vision, for emotions. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be okay with just losing. You have to be able to ask a girl out or ask somebody out and then they tell you no and you just move on. You have to be able to go reach for that job, go to that job interview, do that second job interview, not get the job, get yourself back together and do it again. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, you're going to go through these dark patches, but in these dark patches, I can't lie, I go through them a lot too, right? And I can't ever say, oh, you just got to toughen up and get up off your shoulders. Nah, sometimes you just got to let that shit ride. Sometimes you just got to cry it out. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to let them tears fall. But then when they're done, you got to exercise that shit. You got to bring them demons to light. You got to show them who you are, right? Because this whole life is a test first. It's a test first. You get your answers later. Right? There is no answers to the test before the test. The only people that give you the answers before the test are the people that care about you. And if you're too slow to listen or you're too naive to actually pay attention and use those words to your advantage, you just get tested by life. I mean, that's just how it goes. I also think it's in our inability to sleep in the dark. I think men who can't sleep in the dark are too afraid to face themselves, right? Because your biggest fear is not something outside of you, it's something inside of you, right? I mean, for everybody, even if it is something physical that is out there in the world, it's because of a lack of self-knowledge, right? I mean, it's so weird because like I grew up Christian, so like for me to say self-knowledge makes me feel like I'm a sinner, but then for me to actually live in my own life, to live in my own light, to actually step in my own way and actually develop my own path, it's like, I don't understand why I wouldn't want to know myself in its fullest capacity. Not to abuse myself, but to use myself in a way to create and manifest the destiny that could seek change within this world for me and those around me that are most beneficial, right? Because it's not always just your family. It's not about your lover. Sometimes it's your friends. Sometimes it's that enemy. Sometimes it's that enemy that really doesn't want to be your enemy. They just don't know any better. And you just gotta like excite the mind and show them the opportunities to actually bring about change in their own life. I want to say the women that men allow in their life, but then again, obviously we have different types of lifestyles. So the people you bring in your life, right? Because if you bring somebody in your life that's very negative, negative energy isn't always bitching, right? Negative energy isn't always, I don't like that. Negative energy is also neediness. Having somebody that feels like they just need to always have you or be consumed by you, or they need to be around you every 2 seconds of the day, or they just can't be without you, that drains you. That destroys you. You know, one time I was watching this video of this girl on TikTok or some shit like that. Chick was on she was on FaceTime with her boyfriend for 5 hours while the nigga working. Bruh, really? Really? What? So you telling me, me as a hardworking man, I choose you to be my lady or whatever, right? We're dating. I go to my place of work. Your insecurities are so big that you have to watch me work. And that's supposed to be good for my emotional well-being? our inability to look at what the older men did before us and where they made their mistakes. I think that a lot of men feel like they're bigger than the men of old, the men that came before them. But really, our generation is getting smaller and smaller. I'll tell you why. Technology is at the point that technology replicates itself. That means you don't need to know how to build certain things that the regular older men had to learn how to bring their brains into consciousness, had to test these theories and put these things together to make them work. You don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do that. Just like when I grew up, I didn't have to catch my meals. All I had to do was hope to God that my mom made some good money so she can go to the store and buy some food, or put it in the microwave, you know what I'm saying? Or shit, even when I was in my 20s, stop by a little KFC, stop by a little Popeyes, get some food, eat, chill, no bullshit, whatever. But if I was young enough and I was smart enough when I was younger and I looked at what the older men were saying and doing, I would have had a better grasp of my reality now. Because the difference between our reality now and before, obviously because of the pandemic, is, there's always been a scarcity mindset in America because we live in a capitalist world. If you are a consumer, you are automatically in a scarcity mindset. It doesn't matter how much money you have. It doesn't matter how much you have to play with. It doesn't matter how much you save. The second you put yourself in a position where you want to spend, you're automatically in a scarcity state because you're afraid to lose, right? But when you're in a producer mindset, when you spend with the intent of gaining back, when you spend with the intent of putting something towards something forward, you're a producer. Because you're producing and manifesting a change in your own life for the future. I know that it sucks, right? It sucks because honestly, I'm standing in front of I'm sitting down in my apartment talking to the camera, right? By myself, to myself in a camera, hoping that it's you that's listening to me, right? But really, currently at this state and moment where I'm recording this, I'm actually talking to myself, right? So I had to go within the darkness of myself and say, hey, even though right now I'm going to be the person watching this video, I'm doing this so that maybe one day somebody will want to watch the video. Maybe somebody will need to address this part of their life, right? And I think that when men learn how to cut out all the distractions and they learn how to eliminate fears mentally, then they can really learn how to come out of their shell and really lead the people that they're around, right? Because I don't think leadership is being a boss or owning anything. I think leadership is being able to take position in your life to make choices that influence everybody around you, right? That can manifest change within you and those around you, right? And I think that's what men with true leadership skills invoke. They invoke the inspiration and the demands to do more, be more, and try more. You know what I mean? Just the more. Pain is inevitable. You have no choice. You have to get hurt because nobody's allowed to live on this earth without tears. That's why we have tear ducts, right? That's why we have emotions, because every emotion that we feel has its place. So if you let your emotions put themselves in the proper place and you know how to view it in the right context, you could actually manifest change in your scarcity mindset. I'm talking about being absolutely nervous but still calm. So calm to the point that no matter what happens, even if it's against your will, even if it's against your imagination, even if it's against your manifestation, you're going to use it. You're going to use it to your advantage as best as you can. Hey, this is long-winded like I usually do, baby. But hey, YG Reno, Live Free Universe, thank you very much for joining me. I'm gonna have more video content coming out more sooner and faster. It's just that honestly, like I said, I did take a break, and it's hard for me to make videos. I can't lie to you, even though I am handsome, because a nigga handsome. Yeah, I shave my hair myself too, by the way. I just want to let you guys know I do groom myself. I groom myself personally. Some people say I should make the beard connect, but I say I'm me. You know, when this is short, I call it the Black Tony Hawk. But it's long like this, I call it I actually don't have a name for it, but I don't like seeing my face on camera because I don't like looking at me for too long. Sometimes I get real, it don't matter. But all I'm saying is thank you very much for watching. Ain't no sentiments for poor dads and simpletons. Also, please like, share, and subscribe. Or at least leave a comment telling me how I can do a better video. Woo! 500 from across town, nigga might pop out. Type of energy to bring a whole block out. Nigga gon' trip, getting locked down. These hoes can't get on top now. I was running bags out the house, no tax.